Hello, Crimson Tubers, and welcome back to Let's Play Seiken Densetsu 3 with me, Blue Ankylo. Today, we're attacking the castle of Valsina to rescue the fairy that was kidnapped by the Crimson Wizard and the Darkshine Knight. And also get revenge, because, you know, the Crimson Wizard is the one that Duran hates the most. So that's where we're going. So, interestingly, the enemies in this castle actually don't have all that much physical defense. Although, I mean, the machine golems are not bad. But it's interesting that the girls can actually damage them. Considering the last dungeon, the girls did 1 damage to everything. And I didn't even upgrade their weapons. So they're using, you know, out-of-date weaponry and still actually contributing to the fights. So that's nice. It is supposed to be a magical creature dungeon, which means most of the enemies, I believe, have either magic defense or magic counters. So, this is a good dungeon for Duran, and a bad dungeon for Angela. But if the enemies have low enough physical defense, then at least the girls can help a bit. So we'll take a little bit of time to explore the dungeon if we can. There might even be a secret over here. That's just a dead end. It's kind of a bit of a maze castle. And again, depending on what character you chose, you would get a different dungeon at this point in the game. So if you're playing along with someone else's storyline, you will go to a different area. Not bad. It's nice. It's definitely nice to have the girls contributing. I was getting a little bit bummed the last couple. Well, not the last dungeon. The elf forest, right? Against the Rabbites, the girls helped a little tiny bit, but not much. In the mana holy lands, whatever we called it. But back in the Elven forest, the enemies just had way too much defense, so nobody could really help out. A Sylphid icon. I don't even know what that does. It might be a tier 2 air magic on-use item. Kind of like a Sylphid coin. I think, yeah, icon will probably be the upgrade to the coin. It's just, you know, translations, different names than what I might know from before. Tier 2 magic, so that'll cast Thunderbolt, I guess. We've already got Thunderbolt, so it's not that big a deal, but... Oh, come on! Magic spamming jerks. I hate that. That's just never gonna stop until we play the Steam version. I mean, I hope the Steam remake has toned down some of the AI magic spam a little bit, because... you know. Undine icon. Alright, sure. So that is essentially why Angela is also not super mandatory. You can get the upgraded elemental spells in some fashion or other, even without her. Now, as an enemy drop, it's not easy to get a lot of them, but you can still get all the elements. Magic is real-time in the remake, and dodgeable. Not sure I like the dodgeable aspect, necessarily, but, I mean, it's fine. But definitely not pausing the game is an improvement, that's for sure. So, I believe that's the throne room, and it's blocked by a gate of plot. It's a plot gate. Did I just do a big loop-de-loop and end it back where we started? Nice. It's cool. We need the money anyway. And I'm enjoying the combat in this dungeon a little bit more. The mages need to die because they just spam their spells. But, you know, other than getting crushed by magic damage, this place is fine. I think my big problem is just enemies that are too tanky. Although spamming spells is getting on me. It's getting to me. At least it's single target on only about 100 damage. The some of the enemies in the previous areas had like multi-target 200 damage abilities, and you know, that's considerably worse. Should always try to focus the mage down because, yeah. I mean, they die pretty quick. It's just. Alright, we're gonna sneak in. Behind levels? I don't think we're behind levels, are we? Oh, the gamble. I turned the gamble minigame off for a bit, Tim. It's 10 points, though, normally. I never really intended to have two gambling minigames on at the same time. I only just left them on for testing purposes, and then I forgot about them. Well, in the last dungeon, we were exactly tied with enemy levels, I thought. So it's just a new dungeon has a bit higher enemies. But I don't really feel underleveled, so I'm not really worried about grinding. So this is the inner sanctuary of the castle, which means, you know, we're probably getting pretty close to the Queen's chamber. It's kind of weird in most JRPG castles. You can almost always get to the throne room by just going up. Like, going sideways is almost always the wrong direction. Except for one castle in Secret of Mana. And a castle in... what game was that? 7th Saga? Alright, so now we're at the point with Duran where strength is locked at the moment, stamina is locked, and we can upgrade one of these. So, I guess intellect for magic defense against intellect-based spells, like fireballs, is probably useful. And for Angela, she can still keep going up on intellect for magic damage, or give her some HP physics defense. Physical damage is nice, but interesting how she can still... I'm just going to keep buffing that intellect. She'll cap it out soon enough. All that just for a fireplace? Well, we're level 26 now, at least. Can't be too far behind levels. Nice old library. With nothing in it. Alright, let's just go up the middle. Well, we got some new music. You're too late. If you wish to save Fairy and the Queen, give me that sword. Oh, Mother! Good animation, Angela. Please do not move, Princess Angela. You evil cur. Call me what you will. I'll be taking that sword now. If you move an inch, I cannot guarantee the lives of Fairy or Her Majesty. Seems like a bad idea to give up the mana sword that we couldn't even use. So this is the Sword of Mana. What? You didn't even know what it is? Oh yeah, by the way, only I can use it. Look at that! Sword doesn't want a corrupt soul like yours anywhere near it! It's my mana sword. But the Darkshine Knight is... up to tricks. The Sword of Mana reflects the heart of its wielder, good or wicked. The Dragon Lord's dark power will change the sword into a vessel of evil. We've done it! The Sword of Mana belongs to the Dragon Lord. No! We're done here. Now we must use the sword on each mana stone to release the seals on the Benevolons. Ha ha ha. Stole the queen again. Or killed her, I guess. What are you doing? You promised. I mean, you should never trust a villain's promises. I simply demanded the sword. I never said I would spare any of you in the end. Alright, that's it. You have no honor. Fight me, here and now. Sadly, I do not have more time to waste on you. But do not fret. Once the Benevolons are free, you will die sooner or later. You may live for now and watch the world perish. Consider it a gesture of my appreciation for the sword. Well, yeah, that didn't work out. I'm so sorry. You lost the sword because of me. No, I lost the sword because of me. I didn't have to give him the stupid sword. We could have just let the fairy die. It is your fault. You got captured. What were you doing getting captured while you were supposed to be in my head? But anyway, are you okay? They're trying to revive the Benevolons. What do we do now? Uh-oh. It started already. Quick! Let me back inside. I'll show you what's happening. I mean, I don't know how the fairy got kidnapped in the first place, and then why we gave the man. I mean, typical anime JRPG hero just throws the most important item in the entire world away to the bad guys that are using it to destroy the world. Plot warp magic, yeah. So yeah, they instantly broke the seal on all the mana stones. How? Plot. I mean, they've got an airship. I guess they get around pretty quick. Even the wood stone seems to have been busted up. And, I hear tell that releases some very large, angry monsters. This is horrible! The Benevolons have awakened! But they've only just revived. We still have a chance. Right now, all 8 Benevolons are separate. We can defeat each one before they combine and join their power. Let's get going. So, this is another one of those nice choose-your-own-adventure kind of areas in the game. No, what? The true queen, she would never. Well, actually, she got killed by the Crimson Wizard, so... She'd never. Do we have any money, by the way? We have not enough money for anything, so forget that plan. Charlotte's going to be very close to a level up, though, I guess. Anyway, let's see. Only 12? That didn't take very long at all. What a quick little episode. We're not going to end the episode here. But yeah, we didn't make very much money on that little dungeon. The good news is, we got lots more dungeons to do now. We can go almost anywhere we want. My preference is to do them in basically the same order that you originally explored the world. But you can do them in any order you want. This is where the game actually does level scaling. So as you defeat Benevolons, you can do them in any order. The next one will be more powerful after you defeat one. So whichever one you stay for last will be the most powerful, and whichever one you do first will be the easiest. So, I'm going to stop by to Valsina and talk to the king, because it sort of makes sense. Where is the castle? This is it, right? Kind of makes sense to start our adventure here as Duran, but you can do it in any order you'd like. Let's go we should probably wait till daytime, I guess. Well, I don't know if the castle actually follows the day-night cycle. It might be only the town. So yeah, cannon travel was never very useful in this game. Only used 2 or 3 times. It's kind of weird. You did the water one first? Yeah, you can do them in any order as far as I know. Alright, Hero King, give me some hints. The fate of the world is on your shoulders now. We're counting on you. Yeah, thanks. So yeah, it's still only a Super Nintendo JRPG. No time for actual upgraded dialogue. There was a time when the Hero King was kind of the hub of what to do next, but Hey, look, at least none of the dungeons got cut out like Secret of Mana. We get all the dungeons, just, they don't always explain the story too much. I don't suppose the fortune teller would give us some directions? Like, I feel like someone gives you some directions in town here. Okay, that was not very helpful. I'm also fairly confident that we can't visit our family yet either. But we'll double check. Yep, immediately kicked out. I promised I wouldn't come back till I defeat the Crimson Wizard, which will conveniently be the end of the game, so we never have to go talk to them. Then we can drown our sorrows at the bar. I just want to go to the inn, that's all I'm looking for right now. One of these places has an inn. Or I'm just... whatever. Forget it. Let's just go down here. So, every area, basically, right now, has unlocked a secondary area. The game doesn't really tell you anything about that. I assume someone somewhere will talk about it a little bit, but... all the areas you've been to so far now have a path that will open up. It's often behind those demon statues. Which, again, plot walls. It's kind of weird. Yeah, it's true, Thorinum. You can... basically, the Benevodons and all the monsters get, I think, 2 level ups every time you kill one. So, if you start at level 26 or something, whatever, the second one should be 28, and then 30, 32, so on and so forth. I think. Something like that. Anyway, let's see if I can figure out the path through here. Or if I might be going the wrong way for all I know. This is kind of towards the direction where the Cannon Travel sent us last time. And then we had to travel through the other direction to get to the castle. Now, I can always get out of here with Flammy, so if this is a dead end, it's not that big a deal. I might just need to land Flammy on the correct spot on the map, though. Huh. But then there's these demon statues. Still, huh? Maybe the demon statues just tell you what screen you gotta explore. Gives you an idea where we are. I think the game should have explained the demon statues a bit better, if there is a purpose for them, because sometimes they just disappear as plot walls, and sometimes they don't seem to do anything. I expect somewhere in the design doc back in the 90s there was a plan for them to be more used, and then it never quite happened. It's like just as likely that this is the wrong direction right now, yeah. Alright, hold on. I'm gonna get out of combat. Clearly I forgot how to get to the area. Maybe it is supposed to just be a drop down off Flam. I thought you could get to there from the old areas, but maybe I was wrong. So Molebear Moors. Can't land over here. I hate it when the game doesn't explain what's going on very well. We could go to Stone Split Gap, go back down to the dwarves. This area is kind of on the other side. Okay, this just took us... Oh, this is... I think this is where I wanted to go anyway. This Is this right where the bridge was? I think this is where we wanted to go. So we just wanted to land Flammy in a new area, right? Maybe? And it connects up through the same area we were just in, but through a different route, maybe? Maybe I'm crazy. Maybe I'm lost. Maybe I have no idea what I'm talking about. I feel like I want to be on the other side of that wall, but... maybe this is it. It's interesting how they all sort of link up, though. I think this is one of those kind of neat little bits of the game. But it's also kind of frustrating when you're trying to record an episode and not waste too much time backtracking. There we go. So, new area. Gem Valley. So if... I mean, I don't know if there's anyone that tells you how to get here, but you've got to do a little bit of exploring to find some of these areas. Anyway, this will be the Earthstone, which is technically not the first one we did, but it's fine. Charlotte... we'll just go Spirit for now. Just stick with the primary stats. So yeah, we're gonna do... We technically got Lumina first, the light element, but I figured we're starting kind of where Duran's story started, so we'll start with Earth. And conveniently now, the next 8 dungeons are very elemental themed. So this is a time where Angela gets to really shine. You could also, to make things a bit easier, line up the day of the week here. Make sure it's not Gnome Day, and make sure it is Sylphid Day, for instance. And this dungeon will be a fair bit easier. Or if you wanted to do the, oh yeah, these guys have Petrify. It's pretty bad. If you wanted to do, what was I trying to say? Like, you know, like the ice one first. Make sure it's Salamando Day and take advantage of that. But these dungeons are pretty strong. As a general rule, these dungeons got a pretty big upgrade compared to the last area. You're supposed to have promotions and spells and pretty good strategies at this point in the game. Also, probably some weapons and stuff that I haven't bought. I don't think there's any shops that have opened up since the last town. I could be wrong, but I wouldn't be surprised if the Altina shop was as good as it's going to get for a fair while. But maybe I'll do some exploring after we're done this dungeon, see if any other shops have upgraded. Because we're not doing a whole lot of damage. One thing we could definitely do, with Duran, we have an advantage for 4 dungeons. We have the 4 elemental sabers, ice, fire, lightning, and earth. So for the 4 elements that match up, we do have access to the sword saber, the sword spell that is very powerful against the enemies in that area. So, this is a reason to do those 4 first for this party. Because the upgraded sword is really good against enemies that are weak against it. Also, getting rid of these guys as fast as possible is probably a good plan. Because it's got to be nearly dead, right? Oh, we're doing 0 damage. Oh. It would appear those birds do not take damage from Thunder Saber. We're gonna die. Come on, don't get turned to stone. Don't you dare game over me. I don't have any, I didn't bring the medical herbs. I'd have to use a cup of wishes on Charlotte to get unstoned here. Why is nothing doing damage to this punk? Ay, ay, ay. So these birds are immune to thunder and stone, I guess? I always knew these birds were terrible. Maybe a weapon tech will hit it anyway. Yeah, it's dead. We just did 260 damage to it. Alright, that was not great. It's possible prime slimes are weak to holy as well, actually. They're... Slime enemies are often dark in these games, so... Maybe it's not as uniformly earth elemental in here as I was thinking. The boss will be, but... Oh, and it looks like my... Did my weapon saber persist between screens? I didn't think it did that. Because I'm pretty sure I'm doing 1 damage to this guy. 2 damage. Alright, alright. I wish it was a little bit easier to tell what, you know, status effects were on your characters. Get to level 50. We don't need to be level 50 just yet. Although we are having a bit of a hard time here, no doubt about it. Alright, so Charlotte keeps dying. It seems like my saber weapons are really not working down here. That's really annoying. See, I've never really used Duran on the Dark Path much, and I was only theoretically checking what saber spells would be valuable or not. It looks like they suck, because one group of enemies, there's always some enemy immune to dark, or like, if I go stone or air, there's something immune to it in every pack. And that just makes the saber upgrade completely worthless. Like, especially in this party composition, where Duran basically has to kill everything himself. Even if I get some bonus damage against most enemies, if there's an enemy I can't even damage, then that makes his elemental buff completely garbage. No focus of earth monsters. Yeah, yeah, I guess. I can't. The problem is I can't cast Analyze, so I don't actually know what everything's weak against. I think the Needler is weak to air, and I assume the slime is weak to light, but the dragon thing, I have no idea. Anyway, it's just kind of annoying with the weapon sabers. I thought we'd have more of a shoo-in for Duran's saber spells being really good here, but kind of let me down. You know, we still have Angela. She's got some good stuff. I can't actually use it right now because weapon tech. Just use wind here most of the time. It'll mostly work, I'm sure. It's only 2 MP. There's no reason not to spam it. Also, this is still a very overpowered tech on Duran's part, so... Having that also does a ton of damage. Everything is dead. They just don't know it yet. Just... Everybody die, thank you. Assassinai. This dungeon also has some of the worst music in the game. Just a bad area. I'm not sure why the menu input was so glitchy there, but every time I clicked the accept button, it, like, didn't accept it. It didn't accept my accepting. Oof. Yeah. We're about to die here again. They should all be dead again? Like, it's just crazy. It's like a DPS race. Both sides can kill the other side in like 2 spells or 2 abilities. It's just whoever gets their actions first win. And turn order once you're casting magic, I don't really understand. Sometimes my guys cast a spell in a few seconds or a second or 2. Sometimes it takes like 10 seconds just waiting around for them to actually get their turn to actually activate the spell. Well, I mean, the debuffs against random encounters aren't all that effective, I generally find, Thorinum. I mean, it's about as effective as having Angela cast offensive spells. You either kill them with offensive magic, or you take the same amount of time to debuff them, and then kill them with your other characters. Carly would still be dying just as quickly, because we still need to cast the spell before, whether you remove their attack power or whatnot. They're still going to kill her in the time it takes you to cast one spell. All my job is with Duran is to try to keep the enemies at least stun locked a little bit. The debuff spells do a bit of damage. That's nice. On Hawkeye, I assume? Hawkeye is probably better than Carly by a fair margin. Yeah. Angela can get that kind of thing as well, sort of. Not exactly the same, but similar idea anyway. There's a reason I've said before Kevin Durant Lise is probably the best party. Alright. Well, I'm just gonna put a save here, because boy are we taking a lot of damage, but we're doing okay. We need the experience, so we gotta keep fighting stuff. We can't just run away every battle, but if they get us cornered and start really being aggressive, if the monsters get aggressive, they'll just burn through our HP super quick. It's nice that we can wipe them out in 2 castings of whatever spell we're using, basically, but it doesn't even really use any resources. Like, 4 MP per screen is practically nothing. But that slime just did 200 damage to Duran. I don't even know how. It's not like Duran is missing any equipment. Cheap healing? Well, yeah. Most of the time I'm just healing up Charlotte. Like, if you're using the more durable characters, like, well, Kevin and Lise are pretty durable. They won't be taking the kind of damage Charlotte takes. Poison Elemental? Yeah, I guess if we have no defense against it. My problem is mostly just that my girls still do basically no damage in melee here. So unless Duran is killing the enemies, or we're using magic, we just don't do anything. So I'm really thinking of Angela and Charlotte as more of a liability. Although they have some good spells, everything else is just... They take too much damage, they've got lower HP, and they don't really contribute to the fight unless you're casting spells. And sometimes, you just can't input commands at all, so you waste a lot of time in the menu trying to cast magic. Like, even if you just thought of in terms of damage dealing, although Angela does do a lot of damage when you cast magic, the rest of the time she's doing nothing. Did my physical They must have debuffed my physical attack there or something, because I'm doing absolutely nothing with Duran. I don't even remember this happening before. Like, I've played this game so many times, I don't remember my main character, who's usually a melee fighter, ever just being nerfed to 0 like this so quickly. Like, but it's happened over and over again on this Let's Play. Duran just gets hit by a spell, and suddenly we can do nothing. I wonder if something's happened to the ROM, or if it's like got tweaked, because like the enemies seem to have a lot more defense than I remember. When Angela and Charlotte are doing 1 damage, always. Like, I know they're not supposed to be melee brawlers, but it's just crazy how bad they are at anything other than casting spells. Like, right now, all we've got is cheap healing, which doesn't even really matter. It's actually faster just to use candy a couple times, or a couple chocolates. Just because of the spell animation. And then Angela's AoE magic is good. But unless I'm willing to watch the animation, nobody does anything. Just accidentally got hard mode? Maybe, I don't know. It's been a very long time since I've played the game, so I don't trust my memory too much. But, it certainly feels more difficult than what it used to be. Like, the game was never super easy, but Charlotte getting whacked for 100 damage just constantly, like, I don't know what's going wrong in this dungeon. I'm just not as good. Well, what did I do differently? What could I have done differently? I have no control over what the AI does, and the fact that they do 1 damage. I can't make Angela do more than 1 damage, and myself take less than 220 damage. You can go grind for a little bit, but 1 level up isn't going to change this. I mean, these slimes are doing like 200 damage to us. And, yeah, we're dead. Straight up Duran got killed. I never found out for sure if these things were weak to, Holy. Heck, the enemies spawn faster than I can kill them, practically. That did not seem like any extra damage. It'd be nice if Charlotte had, like, a revive spell. I mean, everyone gets revived at the end of combat, but it would just be nice. Wow, this guy is really tough. Like, I mean, I don't think he's weak to air is part of the problem. I have no idea what he's actually weak to. A kid dragon. I guess dragons are often strong against elementals, so. Well, we're gonna die again here because it takes so long to get a spell off. Sheesh. And we're still not even done the combat. Wow. I mean, I know I can use Cup of Wishes, but we are limited on how many of those we got, so. Generally, I try to finish the round of combat before I commit to healing people up, if I can help it. I'm starting to be concerned that we're not actually going to be ready for this boss. I mean, Thornum, if you did it recently, I assume when you went after the water Benevodon, the enemies in that area were probably level 28. And if you went to Earth right away, they'd probably be 30. So it's not like the order you do them in shouldn't make much difference. But my party is definitely feeling really bad right now. Alright, level up. Can't do intellect. I think I need more stamina again. Oh, good. Well, that means we're nearly at the end here. Alright, so I think I want to go get that level 26 or level 27 on everybody, which is not going to take very long. And then we'll figure out where to go. Because we should be at the end here. Water wasn't too bad. Well, like, I can cheaply kill everything if I can get a turn. I don't feel like spellcasting is the difference here between someone else's playthrough and mine. We can generally kill anything in 2 casts. If you're buffing and debuffing, that's, you know, 2 spells to do, basically. See you later, Tim. Maybe the animation on the buffs are a bit quicker. Alright, I need to kill things quicker. Especially with Duran. We're gonna take less damage by dealing more damage. Yeah, we got plus 10 damage by getting that strength up. That's enough to matter. I think what's really killing me here is that my elemental blade that I was kind of counting on didn't work. I was really expecting to use like Thunder Saber here and do double damage mostly to everything. And it really has not been successful. But yeah, that poison spell is pretty jerky too. 234 damage. Ay, ay, ay. That's half of his max HP, and he's one of the tankier characters with really high HP. Sheesh. Let's see if we can run through a room without fighting them. I'm not even confident that we won't get killed just running by. We're gonna go right after we've saved it this time. And that'll be probably the way to the boss. Alright, level 27. We're possibly 1 level below what we're supposed to be. Maybe a little bit of gear if there's somewhere we could buy something. It's possible I'm a tier of weapons below what I should be. Usually when your allies are doing 1 damage, it's a sign that they're a weapon tier below. It seems. No guarantee on that. But, like, that took forever to get 1 cast off. I mean, like, that's what I was thinking. Like, even if you're doing the buff route with Hawkeye or Lee's with her debuffs, if it took as long to cast the buff spells as it took for me to cast the offensive spells, we would still have lost half of Carly's life before anything happens. Even if you have a way to buff her HP up, or buff her defense up. I guess we're not quite done this dungeon after all. Maybe I just picked one of the harder dungeons to start. I don't know. I don't remember it being that difficult, but I don't remember much apparently. Look at the damage we just took. Like, everybody just took 200 damage. These slimes. I think it's the slimes that are bad. We're at the point where I have to do a heal spell every battle. Every room, somebody takes half their HP and damage. And the music, man, it's so bad. No. Charlotte's dead before I can kill, like, Cast some magic. She's still dead. Almost dead before we do anything. Are Charlotte summons any good? Yeah, they're decent. They're single target, but they do about the same amount of damage as Angela's spells. They're not great in this situation where I need to kill 3 or more enemies at once. I can show them off again if you want. I just don't... I'm not enjoying magic at all right now because it takes so long and it just... Everything seems to get bogged down. Oh, these... Why am I doing 1 damage? What the crap? I'm not enjoying magic, but it's the only thing that reliably does any damage. I don't even know what happened to Duran again. Like, I assume there must have been an attack down somewhere. But I didn't see any notice of it. It just, suddenly I'm doing 1 damage, you know. Which completely kills... Like, 99% of our DPS is gone if Duran can't do any damage. Because the girls are still doing 1 damage. We're just all doing 1 damage now. The putty toss? Yeah, I mean, it's gotta be something that's killing us. Anyway, there's 1 left, so let's show off Machine Golem. These slimes, though, are just the worst. Yeah, 200 damage is pretty good. Oh, man, this dungeon. I don't want to go that way. Let's go down. Pretty sure down is the way to the boss, anyway. We're kind of heading down a giant pit. Yeah. Hey, at least there's 2 goddess statues on your way down. They're very generous with the healing and saving, you know. I assume the developers knew it was going to be difficult. Also, hey there, Tonic. Best game ever? My nostalgia filter started off very strong, but it's starting to wear down. What once was known as the best game ever is starting to show some cracks. I still enjoy it, but there's some problems. The fact that no one can do any damage at all, and the enemies can do half of our HP in 1 hit, is just... This is so dumb. The only way I can kill these things is spamming magic, which takes forever. It's too slow right now. The only way we can get anything done is by spamming magic. And the animations always take like 5 seconds. And sometimes they get locked by the enemies doing their own techs. It's something about the enemy stats seems a little bit messed up. Better with a melee party. Better if you've got Kevin and it's nighttime. That's for sure. Yeah, I don't know exactly what's going on. It's some enemies just seem to have too much defense. I don't know if it was a design decision or an oversight, or maybe they just put the wrong enemy in the wrong area or something. But every now and then you hit a dungeon where suddenly no one does any damage. Anyway, Land Umber. Oh, we're off to a great start. Alright, what is a Land Umber? Alright, that's a Land Umber. Probably could have been buffing while that was happening. I sure hope he's actually weak to Sylphid element. He should be. It's the whole point of having Dark Duran right now. 183 damage. Okay, we're doing great damage per swing. That's all I need. I don't care what the girls do. We could spam some magic, but we're gonna easily wipe this guy out with Duran. Oh, I remember. Don't worry. So 180. Come on, hit him again. 250 damage per swing. That's solid. Angela got eaten. Whatever. 120 damage to her. Oh yeah, we're... I mean, we're getting stuck in tech lock here again, where we can't input anything, but... when that's not happening... oh, and of course it knocks... sure, it just kills them and puts them to sleep. That's super. Alright, well, do a little bit of buffing while we wait. Emulator bug? Nah. Alright, everyone's healed up. We're still hitting... I mean, Duran's hitting for 250 per swing. That's fine. He's definitely weak to air, which means we also have the right spell to take advantage of it with Thunderbolt. Tier 2 air element. But for the amount of time it's going to take to cast, it's going to do pathetic damage. Like, Duran can do 250 a swing. This is probably going to do like 300 damage. Oh, well, okay, 469. That's not bad. I take it back. Thunderbolt is hitting pretty hard. I guess I did buff her intellect a bit, so... this is a buffed Angela's magic with a weapon advantage. Yeah, you know, almost 500 damage per hit. Okay. I mean, this party is designed for boss kills, so... probably have the wrong group for, random encounters. I just healed, and someone was half dead. I just noticed. What the heck? Come on, boss. Oh, I didn't heal. Never mind. I put the heal command in. It just, you know, didn't cast. Hold on a sec. I've got like a really itchy nose right now. Sorry, guys. The allergies are just killing me today. You know, we could Thunder Saber up the girls. They'd probably hit for a little bit of damage, but I don't know if it's worth it. Sadly, I think most of the damage is magic that's coming in, so buffing our physical defense isn't going to make much difference. You know, I'm curious. I am curious. I want to know if I buff them up if they can actually hurt the boss, or if they're just always never going to do anything. My tech did 470 though, or 440 though. That's pretty good. He's got a physical defense. Oh, I've got a way around that too. Sure, buff your physical defense. See what I care. One thing I brought in preparation was a Spectre Eye. No defense spell for you. Ah, that's how it's gonna be. Sweet. Alright. I wonder if he just spams that over and over again if he doesn't have the protection buff. I cast on Angela's, cast on Charlotte. Of course, she's getting clawed to sleep again. Makes perfect sense. You get picked up by the boss and scratched, and you fall asleep. Alright. This is going to take so much time for very little purpose, but we're going to buff the girls up so their attack might hit the boss for some damage. I should have just started... You can use items a lot faster than you can cast magic. One of the reasons I say you don't necessarily need Lee's on buff mode, although she gets AoE's buffing, which speeds it all up, but... it doesn't take very much game time to use the cast items. Alright, everyone's got all 3 buffs now. Dex doesn't matter, so all the buffs that count. Alright. Another rock. Hey look! Angela hit for over 170 damage. Poto dolls or Poto oils? What do those do? You spend a lot of item slots? Well, Oh, he lowered my evasion. Well, there's nothing we can do about that. You know, you can still have 4 or 5 cast items pretty easily. What are you going to use your 10 item slots for, if not something like that? You don't need to bring candy and chocolate and royal syrup. There, he's dead. So yeah, I think buffing the girls was probably a waste of time. Probably should just buff Duran, Thunderbolts, or Thunder Saber plus Power Scale, and maybe spam some Thunderbolts in there now and then from Angela for pretty good damage. But yeah, that boss wasn't too bad, really. If you can take advantage of the elements and get some buffs in there, it works pretty well. You did it! The longer the Benevodons are left alone, the more powerful they become. Think hard about where the other 7 are. Well, if you have 0 healing spells, yeah, but 9 chocolates and 9, there we go, that's what I needed. 9 chocolates and 9 royal syrups should cover you for quite a lot of healing. What? I'm not Niccolo, my name's Josephine. Niccolo and I were together. But Niccolo always wanted to join the Noble Thieves. He left for Navarro a while ago. I miss him. Since you're here, do you need anything? Yeah. Finally! Let's see if we've got enough money. Full set of armor. Or, yeah. Yeah, full set of armor. So that's, 3,000, 5,000, 5,500, 7,500, 10,500, 13,000, 15,000. That's easy. Just 15,000 in armor? No, I'm Chiquita. Yeah, alright. And yeah, another upgrade. 8,400. So what was that up to? 15,000 plus this is 23,000. 30,000. And I don't know if it's gonna make any difference at all to put weapons on the healers and the mage, but I should at least try to upgrade their weapons because they're doing so little damage. But yeah, I mean, that's a lot of money. Let's at least upgrade Duran's weapon for now, because he gets the biggest upgrade out of it. And then probably armor first, and maybe before I do the next episode, maybe I'll grind some GP up, because boy do I feel weak right now. And I can't even, I mean, if I sell some stuff, I can probably buy everyone their armor upgrades at least, but it's pretty standard Thoradom at this point. Unless you're really grinding a lot, everything costs a ton. And you'll never have enough money to buy everything without grinding, I don't think. But, you know, plus 16 damage, that's nice. And what do we get for the armor? Plus 15 defense, no magic defense, sadly. Let's speed this up a little bit. Oh, did I not? Hold on, I think I forgot to equip. Menuing is the real final boss. Yeah. Equip the Glimmer Robe. Now we sell the Glimmer Robe, buy the other armor. Alright, so that's everyone's body armor. And, I mean, the helmets and gauntlets are so minor. I still don't know if they're even really worth upgrading. For the amount of money we need, is 2 physical defense really going to make a difference? At this point, I'll take any advantage I can get, but dang. So anyway, that's about as much as we can afford at the moment. I guess I can buy, like, one more thing. So, head armor, body armor for everybody. I'm still gonna need a fair bit of money to buy the bracelets for everybody. But you know, we can grind it out. I think what I'll do, future tubers, is we're gonna end the episode here, and I'm gonna have to grind some cash up because I definitely want to be able to buy all the weapons and armor before we go to the next area, because it's not gonna get easier for a while, and we're probably gonna get 1 or 2 level ups before we come back. So you know, sorry about that. You're gonna miss out on a couple level ups. I'll be doing the same level up stats as typical, where I prioritize strength, intelligence, and spirit for the primary damage dealers, and then stamina for defense. And you know, we'll figure it out. So thanks for watching. This episode was a bit rough in terms of difficulty, and I think a little bit of off-camera grinding would be a little bit nicer. So yeah, when we come back, I'll probably be level 28 or 29, and I'll have bought the new weapons for everybody, so it's a little bit easier for the next episode. Next dungeon, we'll find out next episode where we're going, but there's 7 more elements left, and you know, they're going to get stronger every time, so we got to keep up with the upgrades. Hope you guys have enjoyed. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time. Have a great day.